Hello folks and welcome back to this week's quickie unedited or more or less unedited point of view video. We're going to look at 5 fragrances to help you smell clean. I love the idea of smelling fresh, soapy and clean. It's the end of summer as I film this, but this is never a bad thing to do. If you don't really feel like wearing something pungent that smells of oud or leather, just smell clean. It can never go wrong. It's good for work and you know what, on a date and that kind of situation, it's a great safe bet. Women like clean, hygienic smelling men, so I'm told, okay? Now, guys, before we do that, don't forget, if you want to buy fragrance samples in the USA, Puerto Rico or Canada, please go to myfragrancesamples.com. There is a link in the description, my recommended place to get your samples over there. They have an amazing range of designer and niche fragrances and a brilliant, reliable service. Okay, first up then, we've got some that you might not hear in everybody else's video, I like to think here. Penhaligons Castile, 1998 release. Olivier Cresp was the composer. £65 I found a bottle for on Sephora UK for the 100ml. I think that's great value for a high quality niche fragrance from the English great brand of Castile. And this is just smelling like a really lovely orangey themed bar of soap. There's a great video from years ago by Katie Puckrick, the great reviewer, who says this reminds her of holidays in Europe. And indeed I get that with, maybe if you go to a very nice hotel where they have some fancy soap in the bathroom. Orange blossom, petitgrain, bergamot rose, musk and woodsy notes. It's in that classic Eau de Cologne style with a very citrusy, orangey lemon leaning type of thing. But there's enough other stuff going on there with the rose and some of the other accords. It really does have a little bit of character and just smells like a very, very beautiful European bar of soap. I love this one. Penhaligons Castile. You'll always smell fresh and clean with that one. Okay, next up, we're going to look at a really recent release. Don't say I never talk about recent releases. I do sometimes. And this was Demez, or still is Demez, Eau Givray. And this is the 2022 flanker to the original. It replaced Demez Eau Très Fresh, which was also very good. This one has a unique thing. It has some of the original Demez vibe with the addition of a grapefruit note. It's actually something called a Timur pepper, but it would appear basically smells like grapefruit. It's got a very sharp, fresh aura there for this one, with a little bit of that Vetiver kind of ISO-y super undertone that the original Demez had. But yeah, so a little bit of the earthy orange thing, but much sharper. Citron, juniper berries, Timur, woody notes and mineral notes are the official note listing. I found a bottle for £77 or thereabouts for 50ml, so it's not the cheapest thing. But if you really like Demez, or if you really like grapefruit, go for it. If you don't like grapefruit smells, you might want to avoid this one. But I think, that is just a very fresh, clean, approachable fragrance for the high heat or any kind of time that you just want to smell sharp, fresh, clean, and again, a little bit soapy, but a really nice bar of soap, I say. Okay, next up, we're going to go for Creed's Original Vetiver. Okay, now Creed's Original Vetiver, often compared to Mugler Cologne, and I get it. Mugler Cologne now relaunched as, oh God, what do they call that one now? They call that Mugler Come Together. A neat trick if you can do it. Anyway, so both of these smell very soapy. Again, I'm afraid, that's the idea of this video. Like a really nice, fresh bar of soap. This was a 2004 release. Reputedly, Olivier Creed was the composer for it. No, I think it was Olivier with Erwin Creed, okay? Reputedly, there's some theories about Creed perfumers. Let's not get into that minefield now. Really, really nice green soapy smell, I have to say. Bergamot, ginger, mandarin orange, Haitian vetiver, my favourite type of vetiver, sandalwood, iris, musk and ambergris. So it's green and soapy and it is really, really pleasant. It is fresh, it is light, it is not the most imposing fragrance, and it just gives this real aura of well put togetherness. And again, if I went on a date or something, these are the kind of fragrances I might reach for. I don't really want to come in smelling of pungent, sort of sweet candy floss notes or bubblegum like some of the modern fragrances do, or neither do I want to smell of leather or oud or anything too risky. But hey, that's just me. Okay, let's go for my next suggestion. So I love smelling clean. That's my point here. I'm a sucker for a clean scent, as you can see from some decent dents in some of these bottles. Next up then, we're going to go for Chanel's Eau de Cologne. Why is this one so under the radar from Chanel? It's one of their exclusive range, priced above the normal price. I forgot to get the price for you, but it's rather expensive. 2007 release. Jacques Polge, a great historic perfumer who was going for so many decades at Chanel. He was the man who composed this. So this is their rendition of the classic Eau de Cologne style, a little bit like things like Neroli Portofino from Tom Ford, Guerlain's Eau de Cologne Imperial. You will notice some similarity maybe with the 4711 Morum Vert, that kind of thing. Okay, lemon, bergamot, citruses, green notes, neroli, petitgrain, spicy notes, musk, tonka bean. Fantastic kind of hazy, musky notes mixed in with that classic soapy citrus neroli thing. It's not exciting, it's not mega complex. Well, it's sort of subtly complex and refined. It is brilliant. I really, really love this. As you can see, I've used a lot of that. honestly, for a date or something where you're going to get maybe a little bit close with somebody and you just want to smell reassuringly clean and fresh and approachable, you could do you could do worse. Could you do better than Chanel Eau de Cologne? Don't forget, by the way, to check out Norton and Wilson fragrances, link in the description. The amazing Chypre Fulminare, thank you so much to Real Men Real Style, and Antonio Centino gave us a mention there, and that was very, very kind of him. He likes this one, and so do I. Chypre Fulminare from our amazing perfumer John Stephen. Very, very rich fragrance. Spicy, a little bit smoky with vetiver. And a nice citrus opening on that one too. Link in the description. So that's not in the soapy, utterly clean category that we're doing for this video. Let's move on then. Let's get back to that. That's nortonandwilson.com, by the way. Link in description. Givenchy Gentleman Cologne. I really like this. It was a 2017 release. No, it wasn't 2019. You can pick up a bottle around about, I found it for £65. I thought we might get one cheaper than that, but don't know if it's gone out of production. Seems a bit hard to find online. Anyway, Natalie Lawson combined with Olivier Cresp again. For this one, he did, funnily enough, the Penhaligons one, so it's been going a long time, hasn't he? Bergamot, lemon, petitgrain, iris, vetiver, rosemary, ambroxan, and musk. Key thing in this one, then, is it's clean, fresh citrus with this iris note, this sort of waxy iris thing. Very distinctive note, actually. This is less waxy and a little bit more floral smelling in terms of iris. Iris, obviously, being a floral. Always give something about iris when it's in this kind of clean, fresh, crisp one. It reminds me of a really nice, fresh linen smell. So you want a nice white shirt on or something. Perhaps you're at work. Perhaps you're doing something else where you're wearing a white shirt. Whatever colour you like. This gives you that really nice, very fresh clothing smell. But it's more interesting than that. Very, very good fragrance. Love Givenchy Gentleman Cologne. Let me know what you thought of this video. If you liked it, please subscribe. If you didn't, you can still subscribe. Maybe the next one will be better. It could hardly be any worse. My wristwatch of the day. Look at this. It's a lovely Mido Commander. I think it's 70s or 80s, maybe an 80s. Somewhat of an homage to a Rolex Datejust with a champagne dial. Slightly bigger size at a 37mm. And the gold-coloured bezel, and I love the way the writing is done. It's actually made in Switzerland, so Archie Luxury would call this a shitter because it's not really a prestigious brand, but it has a certain charm. I love what they've done with the bracelet there too. Very nice design on that bracelet. Real big fan of this watch, which is one of my less fancy ones. I do have some slightly more fancy pants watches, but this one, if I can get it to turn, well, I can't really get it to show you probably. There you go. I love this watch. What do you think about that? Obviously, you can't get one of these anymore, but let me know what you guys think about that. We'll see you in the next video. Remember, whatever you're doing in life, let's project. And though sometimes life may stink, at least we can always smell good. Bye-bye.